Irish drinking socks, drinking socks, drinking socks. I have Irish drinking socks to drink all my tea with. Hey there. So I recently went over to Ireland in Lent half term. I went on the 6-day all-Ireland Paddy Wagon tour, and I just have to say it was absolutely 100% amazing. You start off in Dublin, and from there you can either go north or south depending on how busy your tour is. For me, I was really lucky. My tour only had 10 people on it, including the tour guide, and that was because I went the week before Gap Week. Now basically what Gap Week is the half term of Lent where every single gapper who's gapping in the UK goes over to Ireland and does the Paddy Wagon tour. I had lots of friends going on that tour, and they said that there was 10 buses and over 400 gaps on that tour. So if you're interested in gapping in future years, definitely recommend trying to get on that tour. I personally went on the tour before just because my half term didn't line up, and to be honest, I enjoyed the experience just as much, if not more, than my friends who went on the Gap Week tour. Our tour guide was absolutely 100% the best tour guide I have ever had. His name was Freddie, and if you go on Paddy Wagon and you have him, oh, you are just one of the lucky few. He knew so much knowledge about all the historical issues that had gone on, and he knew so many jokes, and he taught us a bit of Irish. Plus, he also had a meerkat named Steve. Now Steve also has a Facebook and Instagram, so I'm going to link that down below. Please like and follow him, because he is just one of the best Irish meerkats I have ever met in my entire existence. Together, Freddie and Steve were just fantastic. So we met at Paddy's Palace in Dublin on the first day, and we drove all the way up to Belfast. And in Belfast, it is honestly such an interesting place. We went on a black taxi tour, and I would highly recommend this. We were taken around by older tour guides who basically lived through everything that they were telling us. The first night in Belfast, we went to the bar, the Robinsons, and oh my god, it was so good. At around 10 o'clock-ish, there was a live band, and it was the Buck Mad Boys. I don't know if any of you have seen P.S. I Love You, but in there's a song that they play called Galway Girl, and they played it and they dedicated it to me, and it was just one of those experiences. I was just like, yes, thank you everyone. If you were to go to Ireland, this is what you would expect, like so just. After Belfast, we went to Derry. On the way to Derry, we went to the Carraca Bridge? Carraca rope bridge. One thing you should remember about that rope bridge is that it's not actually included in your price, and you do have to pay for it. I think it was approximately £5. It was really beautiful there. You take some amazing shots and photos. We then also went to the Giant's Causeway, which was one of those weirdest, most temperamental weather moments of my life. So basically we were just sitting there, it was a bit windy, but we were taking lovely photos, there was sun, like just, oh, it was picturesque, it was beautiful. All of a sudden it starts snowing, and we spent the rest of the afternoon before heading off to Derry sitting in the pub having salt and vinegar chips and just loving life really. Oh, and a hot chocolate. Best hot chocolate. We had full-on snowball fights in Derry. We went on a walking tour, which I would also highly recommend if you ever go on the Paddy Wagon tour, but it was freezing. He gave us a tour basically of the city and free Derry, and then he took us up to the walled part of the city, which was really picturesque and beautiful, but my camera died, so I couldn't actually take any photos besides for my crappy iPhone ones. After Derry, we went to Galway. Galway is one of those really nice places if the weather's nice, and for us, unfortunately, the weather turned on us quite a bit. It ended up being that it was quite windy, and recently there's been a lot of storms, and so the beach was actually destroyed in Galway for us. Slight issue, but we did get some nice indie shot band photos. We went to the cliffs of Moha, and they were really cool, mostly just because it was really nice to get out and do a bit of exercise. In one direction you can go up to a castle, and then in the other direction you could go up to like a rocky ledge and take some nice photos. On the way to the rocky ledge though, I swear we were all about to be knocked over. The wind was just crazily strong. We stopped and we were like getting pushed back, like it was just insane wind. But we got up there, took a photo, almost got blown away, and it was really lovely. The one thing about Galway that I was rather disappointed by, into a pub, don't ask me what pub it was, I don't remember, and there was a live band and we were like, alright, play us Galway girl, this is the perfect place to be playing it, let's go, let's hear it. And to be honest, I liked the Belfast version better. And actually I've used that Belfast version in an Instagram video. If you would like to see that, my link is down below. It is the video one and it's got heaps of photos from Ireland, so check that out as well. After Galway, on the 4th day, we went to... I'm actually not really sure where we went to after that because, to be honest, my mind's a little bit kerfuffled and I don't remember, and this is why I should have written it down before. I'm sorry, don't judge me. And anyway, everyone's tour on the Paddy Wagon is going to be slightly different. We went to the Blarney castle. The castle itself was quite interesting. There are a lot of stairs there, so just be wary of that. And I did kiss probably one of the most unhygienic rocks ever. It has a poison garden. And basically through there you could go and have a look at all the different poisons. There was 3 that I found particularly interesting. The first one was marijuana. The other 2 were actually Harry Potter. It was Mandrake and Wolfsbane, which I thought was just like, oh my god, it exists, Harry Potter is real, Hogwarts is real, oh my god. So we stayed the night in Killarney. And unfortunately on that night I was actually really sick, and so I actually stayed in that night, but my friends went out to Killarney. They went to the Grand pub and they had a blast. They came back at like 3 in the morning and we all heard them in the hostel from like down the street. Like they were that loud, and they showed me photos the next day and they'd just gone nuts. They tried to steal like ornaments from the pub and they took Steve out with them and just put him everywhere. After Killarney, we then went to Dingle. To be honest, I didn't expect Dingle to be what it was, but basically it is just like a coastal town and it just has really colourful shops all the way down, and it's really pretty. Actually apparently meant to be a dolphin that lives around there. A lot of the locals think it's dead, but they do have a massive statue of the Dingle dolphin. We actually sat on the dolphin statue, so that was good, all 6 of us. So we basically stayed that night in a really small Paddy's Palace hostel, and it was connected to this pub that was called the Randy Leprechaun, I think. And we were sitting down there, we had dinner, and then the power cut out. And so we ended up taking car bomb shots by candlelight, which was quite romantic. And so that was basically our big night gone, because the entire county had lost its power. So we ended up all going back to the hostel and we sat around the fire and we played drinking games, and then we played this dice game and this picnic game. This dice game is called Dancing Polar Bears. If you've ever seen anyone do it before or you know how to do it, it was fantastic. We spent like 3 hours going, how is this possible? I'm so happy that I learned how to do that, because now I can pass that on to anyone I meet. So yeah, that was our last night really on the tour. We just spent it all together, playing card and dice games and drinking games, and just sort of all cuddling up by the fire, which was quite nice. And then on the last day we travelled back to Dublin and we went to the Guinness factory. Ha 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 ha. So basically, it is official, I dislike Guinness immensely. They actually say that Guinness tastes different in Ireland. I don't care if it tastes different in Ireland, I don't like it. But regardless of whether you like Guinness or not, I would definitely recommend going and checking out the Guinness storehouse, just because it's got a really interesting history. And once you get all the way up to the top of the Guinness storehouse, you get to go into the gravity bar, and that is basically like a 360 view of Dublin, and it is spectacular. You also get a free pint of Guinness with your ticket. I took a sip of that free pint, took some photos with that free pint, then left that free pint on the table because I really don't like Guinness. But what I do like about Guinness is their merchandise. Yeah, the little mini Guinness candle. It smells really good. So overall, the Paddy Wagon tour was absolutely amazing. I would highly recommend it for anyone, not just Gaps, but anyone who wants to go and visit Ireland. It really does cover absolutely everything. It's really quite interesting to learn about the history of Ireland. I did actually miss a bit of the historical information that was being given out by our fantastic tour guide because I'd either nodded off or was just not paying attention or looking at the view. So one thing that I did do is I bought a book. It's a BBC book. I am probably like 3/4 of the way through it. I love it because what it basically did is it confirmed things that I'd learnt from the tour, but it also helped me expand my knowledge, and I also found that it was really cool to be able to read things and then be able to go, oh, I remember that, oh, that's right, that happened. So if you're into books, which I am, I would definitely recommend picking up a book. It doesn't have to be this one, there are lots of books that you can buy. I bought this one in Dingle in a little bookstore, but honestly, I would recommend picking up a book of Ireland just because the history is so rich. Extra information that you probably need to know is I would definitely recommend booking the night before and the night after the tour at Paddy's Palace in Dublin, just because it is so easy. You just wake up, have breakfast, and they pick you up straight from there. I would also recommend, if you are staying in the Paddy's Palace in Dublin, go to O'Shea's pub. It is just down the way from there. Really great atmosphere. One thing that you do have to factor in is that hardly any of the meals are included in the tour price. So basically every day we'd pay for lunch and dinner and snacks, obviously. Breakfast was included, but it is a hostel breakfast that you're getting, so it's basically cereal and toast, and that's about it. If you're a Gap and you are on a budget, I would definitely recommend Tesco for all your needs. Or Pound World, actually, to be honest, but let's just focus on Tesco for now. Tesco vodka is fantastic. Pound World was really great to get snacks for the journey. You do stop a lot to go to the bathroom and to get snacks, so don't worry too much about that, but it was nice to have some lollies and some chips and stuff just in your bag that you could take out when you're feeling a little bit peckish, because some of the drives are quite long. Bring warm stuff. As an Australian, in the middle of winter, it was chilly. It was very chilly. Ireland was just, it was fantastic. I will be linking the Paddy Wagon tour down below, so if you want to check that out, there's heaps of information on their website, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I am more than happy to answer them. Next week's video is all about how I became a Gapper, the process I went through, and what I do as a Gapper now. So I thought it'd just be a nice little informative one, because even though I've explained what my channel's doing, I haven't actually explained what I'm doing. So stay tuned for that. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Same as if you liked my channel and liked me, please subscribe to the videos. They'll be out every Tuesday. Bye. 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 Bye.